What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology Zone. So this is the second tutorial. In the last tutorial we have seen how to extract schema from a given text using GraphRAG module from Neo4j, and in this tutorial we will learn how to extract or how to do entity relationship extraction using Python with the help of Neo4j GraphRAG. So same approach, we'll be going to use some text. We'll take some example of some text, and from that we'll be going to do the entity relationship extraction. Means what are the nodes and what are the properties, how they are connected, all those things we'll be going to do. So this is a second tutorial, and I have written something like comprehensive 5-step learning journey. Why so? So let me go ahead with the second slide, then probably you guys will understand. So if you say here, if you see here, so the video is basically divided into 5 subtopic, or you can call it on 5 different topics, right? So there are 5 progressive topic I have designed. So topic 1 is basic entity extraction. The second one is using a custom prompt engineering. Means from the outside we'll be going to provide some sort of prompt, and based on that it will do the entity extraction, relationship extract. And third one will be going to write into a Neo4j database, like what are the entity relationships we are getting. So ultimately the outcome will be a graph, and we'll be directly going to write it into a Neo4j graph database. So this is kind of giving you some sort of intuition, like which module is going to help you to do what. The first thing is schema, second thing is entity. Then if you got a schema, if you get an entity, so ultimately you got a completely lexical graph, right? Lexical graph. So with that graph you can write into a Neo4j graph database using a graph writer module, like that is also available. So next one is actually schema guided extraction. So basically here what will happen, we'll provide a schema. Based on that schema we'll ask our module to do the entity extraction. So in the first two like 1, 2 and 3 topic, we are not providing any schema from the outside. We are directly providing the input text, and we are asking it to generate the entity relationship. But here what we will do, we'll be going to provide a custom predefined schema, and we'll ask it to use that schema to generate that. And the last one will be automatic schema discovery. Means whatever we did in the tutorial 1 and whatever we are just now learning in the tutorial 2, we are combining these two. Means we'll be just giving an input text. First, from that input text we'll generate the schema, and then from the generated schema we'll be going to use the same input text to generate the entity relationship. Okay, so requirements are very much similar like last tutorial. I'm just keeping it as simple as it, like Python 3.1 3.9 OpenAI API key will be required, and if you are able to manage a Neo4j graph database, that is obviously will be very helpful. Okay, so first thing first, the GraphRAG, and I just created a slide. I don't know it is whether it is going to make any difference or not, but just kind of context that ultimately our objective is to build a GraphRAG driven application, right? So that is the ultimate outcome. But before that I would like to give you kind of a very crisp deep dive about all this all the components of this module. Right, I have seen, as I told you, the objective of doing this or creating these videos are only one thing, that people are start developing the GraphRAG application, and they are using the GraphRAG application not a very efficient way. But as I told you, this module is vast, and this is if you master this module you can do wonders actually. So I believe all you guys already understood, right? So that is why I try to make you guys aware of this thing, that if you just focus on my tutorials, and after that if you try to write your own code using this module, you will see your efficiency or effectivity, or the level of accuracy or quality of your code, everything will be improved, because I'm just teaching you exactly the way we are using it in the company or for the client. Okay, right. So second thing okay, not second thing, the first thing, the basic entity extraction. So your first knowledge graph. So let me actually go ahead. So here we'll be just going to pass a simple sentence or text like last time, and we'll try to get an what do you say, like an entity extraction. So we'll just name it use case 1 dot py, right? Same thing I'll be going to use. I'm not going to do anything additional here. Like first part will be couple of like module and other things are going to be extracted. So very first thing, so maybe let's make it bigger here. Okay, so from definitely we'll be going to record async IO, because we'll be going to use async function. We'll be define the function as an async. Okay, so next thing probably yeah, so async IO, what is this, async IO, and I don't know why this is giving error. Let me check. Something I don't know. What is this, from where actually it is coming? Let me execute it. I did a mistake. It should be import. Sorry guys, import async IO. Okay, fine. Then couple of things. Okay, the first thing will be we have to import the entity extractor, like module or class, whatever we are going to do. So let's try to understand how actually it is defined within this Neo4j GraphRAG module. Okay, so Neo4j GraphRAG, then something called experimental. Okay, then components. Okay, I believe all you guys already understand. And there's something called entity relationship extraction. So basically this is a module, and here I think there will be a class. So yeah, so we'll be going to use this class to do all the wonders. Okay, so let's try to do this now. Okay, so first thing, we need to actually import an LLM. So from, and one time I'll be just going to write this code, and rest of the time I'll be just going to reuse all the code module. Okay, so from Neo4j GraphRAG dot LLM. Okay, so next thing, import OpenAI, right? OpenAI LLM. Done. I believe next thing we'll understand what are you gonna do now. So what I do, I'll just simply start writing the code here. Okay, so whatever module will be required, I'll be just going to import then and there. Okay, so we'll be going to name it extract entity. Okay, right, and just keep it like this. Okay, done. Now what will happen, now basically we'll be going to define all the necessary things required. So basically we can just simply write what it will do, create the entity relationship extractor. So create entity relationship extractor. Okay, now we'll just write extractor. Okay, and it should be LLM entity relationship extracted, and it will be going to have multiple things. So first thing will be, first parameter will be what, here if you see, there is something called LLM. So what I'll do, I'll be just going to define this object. Okay, so LLM equals to OpenAI LLM, and all you know that OpenAI LLM actually require a couple of things. So model name, let's do the model name first. Okay, so model name, I just keep it very simple, GPT-4o. Okay, so GPT is 4o. Okay, so after that we need to pass something called model name is there, then we have to pass model parameter. Okay, so what I'll do, model params. Okay, and this will be something like this, and here we'll just write max underscore tokens. Is it not required mandatory, but I just keep it like this. So maybe I just make it 5000. Means you just want the LLM to output that many like tokens as an output. Just consider that in the output. Okay, so then response format, I think response format is always going to be JSON. Okay, so I think it should be something like this, type, and there I just write JSON. Okay, so something like this, and this response format I make it like this. Okay, done. Okay, so I believe this is done. Okay, fine. And then if required, we can just keep it like this, or else it is not mandatory. And this is basically LLM extractor here. Okay, and this is basically okay. So just let me do one thing. I think things are done here. Okay, so I don't think we require anything else here. Okay, this is the first module, this is the second thing. Everything is covered basically. LLM extractor, it starts here, it will close here. Okay, done. So now what is actually going to do, we'll be just going to call this thing. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just write something like graph, okay, equals to await, okay, and then extractor, okay, this extractor, okay, dot run. Okay, now sorry, it will be extractor dot run. Okay, so now basically if you see, it looks for something called chunks, or it looks for document info. So basically I just want to send the chunks. Okay, so now means you have to send it as a chunk. I mean, obviously the chunks will be actually text, but there are certain standard that how you are going to put your chunk. So basically we need a chunk. So for that, what you gonna do, so you're gonna write from Neo4j GraphRAG, okay, same thing like experimental, then components, then types. Okay, then you have to import couple of very important things. So first thing, something called text chunks and text chunk. Okay, so it looking for chunks. So basically chunks means like a list of chunk. Okay, so how to actually are going to do, so that will be very interesting. So these things are missing actually guys in the internet, so that is why I would like to create this material. Okay, so chunk, so let me create a something called chunks. As I told you, chunks means multiple chunk, right? So chunk means multiple chunks. So basically multiple text chunks. So basically how it is going to define, so first you have to write text chunk and you have to keep it like this. Okay, and it means text chunks mean what? Text chunks means something called chunks. So chunks, chunks. Now this chunks equals to, again there should be a list, okay, like this, and this chunks will be now a single text chunk. Okay, something like, oh sorry, text chunk. Okay, and this will be like your tuple in the tuple form, like this. Okay, and here what you have to do, you have to just write text. Okay, so maybe I can just write Virat, same thing, I just going to write Virat Kohli is an Indian cricketer. Okay, then comma, who plays for team RCB in IPL. Okay, fine, I believe this is done. And the main important thing here, if you read the documentation of this module, then only you will be able to know index equals to 0. Okay, in the 0th index I would like to put it. So basically if you want to put another tuple, another element, you have to just put text chunk and you have to put it here within this chunk. So basically text chunk is the entire thing, and this text chunk is actually this thing, right? So basically just imagine the text chunk is basically a combination of chunks. Okay, and then what is actually going to happen, we have to just write chunks equals to chunks, right? Done. So our job is done. So basically we did everything over here. So now our job and everything is done. Now let me do what exactly we're gonna do here. So we're just going to write print just give us something called extracted graph, okay, something like this. And then what we do, we just print this graph. Let me see what exactly is coming, and based on that we can format it. Okay, right, everything is done. Now same thing, we just write if underscore underscore name underscore underscore, then equals to double quotes underscore underscore main underscore underscore. Okay, then what is actually going to happen, async io dot run, and we have to run this function, this function, this whatever we define. So extract entity, so extract entity like this, done. So what it will do, it will extract the entity. So now let's see how it is actually going to do. Okay, all done. This is a simple thing. Okay, so let me make it little bit like this, and let's extract. Hopefully there should not be any error. Okay, response format, if you see I did a spelling mistake, so it should be response format. Okay, cool. So let's execute. GPT-4o, again I did a mistake, the spelling of the GPT will be small, GPT. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. It is saying format type just is supported as JSON object, JSON, what I just write. Okay, so it should not be JSON, it should be JSON object or JSON format, right? So that is the something I did a mistake. It should be JSON here and object. Okay, so let me clear this thing. So this is normal thing, getting error, debugging like on a live session. Okay, fine. So it's giving you all this thing here, but now I just want to make it a little bit beautify. So what we'll do, we'll try to actually beautify it. Okay, so let's do the beautify. So basically everything is actually this is graph.nodes. So this is basically going to give you the nodes, and it is actually part of a list, if you see here. So what I do, I will just write here for node in graph dot nodes, I can simply write print node label and node properties. So basically if you see, there is something called node label is there and node property is there. Okay, so label is there and property is there. So basically I can simply write, okay, so how can write actually, so f string, then let's say something like this, and then I can write print, and I simply /n extracted nodes like this, and then this is something okay, so I can simply write node dot label, and then node dot properties, right? So this is for node, and similarly we can do actually for relationship as well, relationship start node, relationship end node ID. So here is something called start node, and if you see here, it is somewhere I said, yeah, start node ID and end node ID. So all those things are required. So now what we'll do, relationship. So exactly same way, now I can just write print extracted relationships, okay, something like this. And then for rel in actually graph dot relationships, okay, right? And the same thing we basically can write. So here it will be rel type, rel start id, and rel end id, okay. So maybe I can just simply write print, okay, f string like this, and I think I can simply write this here, okay. So rel dot type, then here tab, so rel dot start node id, okay, and here space, exactly just like Neo4j, right? Rel dot in node id. I think this is cool, okay. So now execute this thing, you will see it is looking a little bit better, okay. So execute. Cool. So extracted node, extracted relationship, everything is coming properly. Now our skeletons are ready from the use case 1, and I hope you guys understood. Now we'll be just going to replicate the same code and do this thing one by one. So now this is actually without using any prompt. So let me just minimize this thing and go back to this here. So basic entity thing, then this is the thing, then okay, for relationship etc, whatever. So code example, so using a prompt. Now we'll be going to inject a prompt and to do this job, okay. So make it little bit bigger, and I'll go here and I'll just going to, or maybe I just going to copy the code. As I told you, we'll be just going to reuse the code one by one, okay. So use case 2.py, and this time we'll be going to use a prompt, okay. So what I'll do, here you can actually put a prompt, I believe. So so prompt template, and what I will do, I'll go to prompt and I will just copy this part. I think this is fine, okay, just copy it, okay. So this is the prompt and this is the thing, everything is happening correctly, okay. So just clear and let's execute. This is with the help of prompt. Same time, last time whatever we use, I'm just using the same thing, nothing different, nothing additional, nothing extra, okay. So the prompt is ready. Now one additional thing we have to do it here. So let me show you. So I generated the prompt, but how to actually reuse the prompt, for doing that we need to actually understand. So just understand, let me just do something, just hold on. I have the prompt is here, just 1 minute. Okay, so I'm just thinking, prompt this part, There is some additional thing we have to do it. Just 1 minute. I'm just thinking what exactly. Let me go to my notes actually. Just 1 minute. Here I think what I did here, we did a template, so custom prompt template, and that custom prompt template we would like to use it. So here I just pass this prompt template. 1 minute. So I just pass this prompt template here, but actually this is not the way of doing it. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this thing, entire thing. Just hold on. Let me cut it. Okay, let me first cut it. Okay, so here just keep it like this, or maybe just I write prompt. Okay, just keep it like that. Let's not define it at this moment, so let's keep it like that. So what I do, we're just going to import something from Neo4j GraphRAG dot generation, okay, dot prompts. Okay, then import something called ERExtractionTemplate. Okay, this is done. Now what we will do, I'll be just going to write prompt equals to ERExtractionTemplate. Okay, it's like that, and here in the template I'll be just going to paste it, this template, in the template portion. Okay, so this is the template. Now this became template. Okay, done. This become template. Right, after the template part is done, what I'll do, I'll just give a comma, and here I just write expected, or maybe expected inputs, and it should be only text, because if you check, I have somewhere I have written text. Yeah, fine, done. So now it's little different, as I told you. Here prompt is done. Right, so first we have passed our template, and from the template we have extracted the prompt from here, and that prompt we are passing it here. Okay, fine. Now everything is same, nothing different, so clear. Okay, so let's execute, and okay, it's fine, everything is here. If you see with the prompt, it is actually giving little bit different, and all the prompt and everything is given here. Don't worry guys. Now next thing is, again, next thing is very simple. So next thing, let me go here. This is the prompt. Yeah, now we'll be going to write into a Neo4j database. So whatever we do, so this is basically a graph, like, so I'm extracting here. If you say I'm extracting everything here, let me go here. So I'm extracting everything here separately, but this is a graph, you can directly write into Neo4j. So what I do now, the next thing, use case 3.py. okay, so I'll just copy the entire thing, okay, and I put it into here, and what I will do, I'll be just going to write it back to Neo4j database, graph database. Okay, so for that, couple of additional thing we have to do it, nothing else. Okay, so let's try to do those additional things. Okay, let me just do those, let me do this additional things. Okay, I believe, just give me a moment, I'll try to do this additional things. I believe we need to create a Neo4j graph database driver here. So what I will do, from Neo4j import graph database. Okay, import graph database. Okay, right, now what we will do, we'll be just going to create a graph database driver over here. Okay, so what I will do, I would like to create it inside this function actually. Okay, so let me just create a driver. Okay, so driver equals to graph database dot driver. Okay, and inside that there are a couple of things. So first thing, we have to pass the URL and then the authentication. So I have already created a Neo4j Aura instance. Okay, so you can actually create the same. Okay, and just because I have some SSL issue, so we have to use like this, and then auth equals to, and here you have to pass Neo4j, and we have to pass the password. So password is also here. Okay, so after the video is over, I obviously going to delete this thing, but in the production this is not the ideal way of using it. You have to either use some sort of secret or etc. Okay, so I believe these things are done. Okay, so driver is here. Okay, now with the help of this driver, we'll be going to write it back to Neo4j. Okay, so let's see how to write it back to Neo4j. So basically for that we have to actually come to at this point, like after your things are over. Okay, so we have to create a writer. Okay, so for writing back to Neo4j, we need to do something additional. Just hold on, let me tell you. So we have to import Neo4j writer. Okay, so then only it will write it back to Neo4j. Okay, so it will be also part of components, but there will be a specific module called KG writer or knowledge graph writer. It will help you. So Neo4j knowledge graph dot experimental dot components. Okay, dot KG writer import Neo4j writer. So with the help of this thing, now what I'll do, I'll just go back at the end. I will create a writer. Okay, and it will be Neo4j writer dot writer probably Neo4j writer, and let me check it. I think it will be writer. Yeah. So here we have to pass the driver equals to driver. Okay, and then we'll be just going to write it. So we're just going to write it. So await. Okay, then await, I think it's writer, await writer dot run, and inside that what we're gonna pass, we're gonna pass this graph. Okay, so this graph, whatever we extracted as an entity from here. So done, our job is done. So now let's clear everything here, or maybe I can just open a new terminal here. Okay, terminal. Okay, now what we'll do, before that I need to minimize this thing, and I will go to my Chrome, and this is the Neo4j instance is not connected. Let's connect the instance, and this is the instance I believe. So maybe go here and see. I think, just give me a minute. No, this is not the instance, so maybe let me copy this. Okay, I don't know why this instance is actually showing here, but okay, copy, and this, let's connect. Okay, it's connected. If you see, nothing is there, it's a completely blank database. Okay, so I will refresh after some time, you will see something is created. So let's go back to my VS Code and let's try to execute. Okay, let's go back to VS Code. So up to this part it was done already. Now just additional thing is here, nothing else. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it is doing something, extracted relationship, and I don't know whether it is, yeah, I think, yeah, it's done. Now what I'll do, I will just go here and let me just refresh this page and see what is happening. What is this? Very strange. Let me, oh, strange. I don't know whether my internet is working or not. Yeah, internet is working. I don't know why this instance is not working. So maybe I can connect it again from here, and I can put the password. Okay, I put the password here. Yeah, fine. So it is connected. So if you see just now here, it is connected. Okay, so this is a database and it's just now connected, but maybe I don't know like why it was not connected that time. It is still not connected. I don't know what is the problem. CD database is neo4j.io. Let me try it one more time. This is very, very strange. Oh, I tried a different one. Oh, sorry guys. That is why the difference. I don't know which database I'm trying. Okay, so this is the database. Let's try it. Connect to the database. Okay, database user Neo4j. Okay, and then I'll be just going to give the password. Okay, yeah, now what I will do, I will remove everything from here, and I'll try to do it in front of you actually guys, or else like maybe you guys will think something is not working. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go here and I reset to blank. Okay, so it is resetted to blank. Okay, let me refresh this thing. Yeah, nothing is there. Let's execute this code again one more time. Okay, yeah, it's done. It's done. So now let me do it. Refresh the page one more time. Yeah, fine. And this is a relationship, and if you like to see, call dv dot schema dot visualization. This is the book procedure to check the schema. So fine, all are fine. Okay, everything is fine now. Okay, I took a lot of time. So now next part is actually how to do. Number 3 is done. Number 4 is actually schema. Means I'll be going to provide a schema, and that schema will be used to actually extract the structure, right? So let's close this, close this. Let's copy this number 3 use case here and use case 4.py. I just keep it like this. Okay, now we'll be going to use the schema. So what I will do for the schema part, I don't need this thing. I don't need prompt. Let's remove the prompt because I'll be just going to pass the schema this time. Okay, so this part is done, and this part also I don't need. Okay, and now I also don't need this module, but rather than doing this thing, I'll be just going to do something different because I'll be going to pass a schema. Okay, so how to pass a schema, that is going to be very interesting. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll be going to write something, we'll be going to extract the schema from schema extractor, and we'll be going to use it. Okay, so for that we need to extract the schema basically. Okay, so let me show you how to actually extract the schema. Okay, so basically we need to pass the schema and then we have to extract the schema. Okay, so let me think how to actually do it. We are just going to pass a schema as I told you. Okay, so I have a schema somewhere else. I have kept it here. So if you see, I have a schema. No, this is not the schema. This is a schema I have written. So I'm just thinking how to actually use that schema. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Okay, so let's do that part actually. Okay, yeah, so I think schema will be a schema dictionary. So basically what I will do, I'll be just extracted, this is the chunk. So what I'll do, schema equals to I'll just going to take it from here. Okay, or maybe I just entirely copy this thing and I'll just put it here. This is my schema actually. Okay, and now what I'll do, chunk equals to chunk and schema equals to schema. This schema equals to schema. Now what we'll do, I'll be just going to first print the schema and then I'll be just going to print the this thing. Okay, so extractor schema is there and extractor this thing is there. So fine, so schema is already there. Now what I will do, I'll be just going to use that schema to do it. So what I will do now, I'll be just going to remove this again. Okay, okay, reset to blank, done, right? And now let's try it. Okay, everything is blank now, hopefully. Let it refresh. Done, fine. So guys, what I did here, I just ingested a schema. I don't need prompt here, I just ingested the schema. This is the Neo4j style schema which we extracted from the tutorial 1. If you already followed the tutorial 1, you know how to extract schema from a text. So this is the standard template for Neo4j schema using this like module we last time did, and it uses this template only. So you can actually use that schema as well, and which is a standard thing from here. So if you see, the schema is there, you have to pass a graph schema. Okay, done, everything is done. Let's actually pass it. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, cool, it's working, no error, it means it's worked. So let me go ahead and refresh the page, as it is not refreshing automatically. So I just generally need to refresh the page. Generally if you are using Neo4j desktop, I don't know, maybe some JavaScript or something is disabled. Okay, so everything is fine, done. So tutorial 4 is done. So last part is actually tutorial 5. So that is also very interesting. So in tutorial 5, what we do, we'll be just not going to give any schema, we'll be just ask it to generate a schema. Means it will be the combination of tutorial 1 and tutorial 2. Means whatever we did in the tutorial 1, we'll be going to use it here. Okay, so let's do that part. Okay, so if you remember, in tutorial 1 what we did, we extracted the schema, if you remember, right? So that part I'll be just going to use it here. Okay, so let's try to do that. Schema extraction will be going to do first, and after the schema extraction is done, we'll be going to use that schema extraction to actually use that. Okay, just hold on. So I'm just thinking extract a schema result. Okay, fine. So what I will do, if you guys remember, in the tutorial 1 we did a schema extraction. So I just go ahead and copy that code. So this and I'll just open the tutorial 1 code. Okay, so I mean the use case 1 code. So maybe let me open this part first. Okay, so if you remember, this is the thing, the schema extraction is happening here. So I will just go ahead and copy that part. Okay, done. And then what I'll do, I'll be just going to, okay, this part. Okay, basically what I can do, there should be only one function. Okay, let me just rewrite it. Extract schema and entity. Okay, something like this I can write, right? Everything is done. So is done. So basically it will be here, and I don't need this part. Okay, schema extracted, I'm building a schema extracted and then extracted schema and return schema. It is not return, no return statement is required here. Okay, it is done, right? So what is happening, first I'm extracting schema from this variable, right? And this is actually extracted, this is the entity extracted, the schema extracted, so you can call it as a LDT, and here it is actually happening, chunks are actually working here, and this schema. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and delete this part. Okay, let me delete this part. Okay, first, so this part is over, so we don't need this part. Now here schema, now this schema will be coming from where? This schema will be coming from this extracted schema. Okay, this extracted schema, right? So what I'm doing, I'm extracting the schema from whatever we learned from the tutorial 1, and that schema is passed here. Okay, so basically we'll be able to see the schema and as well as graph everything now. Okay, means we are not doing anything manually, we are passing just a simple text. That text is actually generating the schema, and that schema is again used here to generate the entity. So what I'll do, I will again remove this thing. Okay, reset to blank. No, it's not done. Reset to blank. Done. Then what I'll do, I'll just check whether it is already refreshed. It is refreshed, nothing is here, right? Okay, now let's run it. Okay, okay, execute. Okay, so it is giving some error, extract entity is not defined. So let me check. Right, so it should be extract, the function name I change, so it should be extract schema and entity, right? Cool, execute. Wow, it's extracted the schema first, if you see, and then it is extracted the entity. So if you see, this is the schema. Okay, right, and this is the extracted graph, this is the entity, and now hopefully it is created everything here. So let me refresh. Oh wow, okay, so that's it guys. I think this tutorial took a little bit longer, but I hope I'm able to like convey the message that what exactly can be possible with the help of this GraphRAG module and the internal like components. If you know how to use them, and if you are planning to work on some intelligent graph based application using GraphRAG or any other like intelligence, then you should know this module or SDK, right? We are not doing any scientific research over here, but again I'm just trying to demystifying or deep dive through this module. Okay, because I didn't find any proper documentation wise example or tutorial, so thought of doing it, because in my project for my clients I'm heavily doing all these operations, and I thought of actually sharing this knowledge with you. Now the next thing which I'm not going to cover in this tutorial, but just I want to give you guys a hint. So now let's say we are actually dealing with this type of text, only single line, but suppose if you are having a multi-line or paragraph or a bigger text, then obviously our context window will be not able to handle that, though GPT has a context window of 128k, right? But again, let's imagine you have a PDF file. That time how you gonna do? That time the splitting and chunking strategies are there. Here we are just sending this chunk manually, but that time we'll be going to send this thing with programmatically. Like first a text will come, a big chunk of text, then it will be splitted, then it will be chunked, then it will go to the schema extractor, then it will be passed to the entity relationship extractor. In that way we'll be going to do. So that tutorial will be also going to be very exciting, and I'm planning to do it this weekend only. Okay, so with that note, I'll be just going to conclude the video over here. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying this playlist, and if you guys are like getting some value out of it, if you think these tutorials are helping you, and if you want to communicate with me, just try to put some comment and like the video, because your one like and your one comment will give me a lot of motivation to me, and also it will help me to like reach larger number of audience, because the more engagement will drive more Google Google algorithm will try to pick my video for the audience, like it will be actually visible, or maybe it will be good for the visibility. Like I'll try get target to large number of audience. So I just kind of asking you guys, it's an humble request, guys, please try to help me to grow, and I'm promising that I'll always come back with the nice and quality content. Okay, so that's it guys, that's it for today, that's all for today, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, have a nice day, happy learning and happy weekend. Thank you.